Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Thornburg, and I want to discuss the epidemic of autism. The number is mind-blowing. In the state of California, 1 out of every 12 boys has autism today. That is the most dramatic number to date. In the country as a whole, it's 1 out of every 30. So something unique is happening in California that's not happening in the other 49 states. And if we compare the number from 1986, we know that it was 1 out of every 10,000 children. So what has happened from 86 to now for the general population, and what specifically is making it even worse in the state of California, that it's 1 out of every 12 boys has autism. This is an epidemic of unrivaled proportion, and we need to get to the bottom of this. We can't have an ever increasing number of autism cases without any idea what's happening. This is destroying the children, it's destroying their families, it's destroying the communities that these families live in, and it's going to destroy our country. There's no way that we can continue to have an increasing number of kids with autism, no idea why, more and more resources being used to help manage these children, and 25% of the autistic children will never be able to take care of themselves. As they age up into adulthood, they're going to demand even more and more resources. This has to be solved and identified. Unfortunately, for the last 40 years, we have been unable to rely on our government. We've been unable to rely on the scientific community. They have all failed us, and I'm going to name names. That is the CDC, it's the FDA, it's the NIH, it's the American Academy of Pediatrics, it's the American Academy of Family Pediatrics. All of these regulatory, administrative bodies, research bodies have not done their job. They have been captured by the big pharma, they've been captured by big ag, and that is likely where we're going to find the trigger, the cause of autism, is through something the pharmaceutical companies are doing or something that big ag is doing. What are some of the smoking guns that we know about so far? We know that if you give a mom a vaccine while she's pregnant, the inflammation that results from that vaccine does enter the baby fetus's body, and the blood-brain barrier is in a rapid period of development, especially at the time the Tdap vaccine is given, and that could have lasting effects. Have we done studies? No, we haven't. Then, when the baby comes out, we're given hepatitis B. Again, we have a neurological system that is immature. We're still given a vaccine the first day of life for a disease that is so unlikely to happen. It's almost laughable and ridiculous. The fact that parents aren't demanding a change to the vaccine schedule is a crime, because we certainly can't rely on the CDC, the AAP to make the right decisions for our children. Now, once they're out of the womb, what's happening? Well, they're taking more calories. They're taking more sugar. There's microplastics in our food. There's carcinogens in our food. There's EMFs in our environment. We've had the breakdown of the nuclear family. Grandparents aren't as participatory as they have been in the past, which had been used to temper the parents in their parenting, because we had somebody wiser kind of standing over and giving guidance. What is it? We don't know. But fortunately, we have RFK in as head of Secretary of Human and Health Services, and he has put in some generals which are going to help open up some of the closed data links that are in the government, such as the vaccine safety data link, and we're going to start to discover what is happening. Because in my opinion, I believe that they've known and they've just covered it up. And we know this a little bit from the Journal of Pediatrics article that came out in 2002, where one of the senior researchers in that article that refuted the fact that there was an association between MMR and autism, well, it was discovered that those authors were lying, that if you change the data set, the time period a little bit, that there is a statistical correlation between the MMR vaccine and autism in African American boys under the age of 36 months. Again, it's how is the research being done? There's plenty of evidence from the top researchers in this country who kind of police research, who states that any researcher can create a study that would have a specific outcome. So while we rely on scientific evidence, the problem is those agencies have been captured. We can't rely on it. So thankfully, we finally have somebody in office who's going to help all of us who are out here in the trenches, who are working with autistic kids. We're going to help families with autistic children to hopefully find a resolution so this does not continue to happen to our children. We can hopefully start to create a better life for all of us. Thank you.